Welcome
Welcome
to Shade in the
to
City.
Shade in the City.
I'm Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping right back into Tommy Force, episode 6, y'all. Y'all thought y'all got rid of us for a week. We thought we got rid of y'all, but no, bitches, we're back. We're back.
Look, we thought we got rid of us.
We thought we got rid of us for a week, but apparently we are back. And according to our great Shade Squad member, I can't remember your screen name right now, but shout out, you know who you are. Thank you for keeping us hip and letting us know that
There's no mid-season finale until after episode 8, I think, right?
Yeah, we don't get a break till after episode 8. So we appreciate you, bro, because I fully wouldn't have looked it up. I wouldn't even try.
Thanks. We were built up, and then kind of let us down.
We are always built up for you guys, Shade Squad. So please make sure that you hit that like button as you're popping in. Make sure that you guys are subscribed.
Subscribe.
And guys, let's get into another breakdown review of Tommy Force.
Tommy. Can't stand you.
Here we are.
Yeah, not.
Hiding in the bushes with Tommy and Claudia.
They definitely had.
They had. We see they open up this episode and we see Claudia and Tommy burying who else but Mai. We know that is Mai had to die. So that we see them burying her body, just all willy-nilly. Tommy's like, this will be done in two shakes and a holler. I've done
this. And this is part of the game, and
right. And Claudia's like, oh my God, but she was an orphan. And he's like, good, won't nobody miss that bitch. So then basically he's like, you got anything to say before she go? Like before she and she's like, and he's like, you got to get used to this shit. This is like Chanel said, this is part of the game, sweetie. Once
let me say something.
And then she's like, how many basically she asked him, well, how many times? And he looked at her like, bitch, I'm gonna really give you my body count. Like, really? Get the fuck out of here. So
he probably don't even know.
Right.
For real.
So he just skips over that.
Let me say something. Tommy out here hiding bodies for this bitch. I don't know if she only like females, but if she don't, I already know Tommy knocking it down. He is going to, and I think it's going to happen by the end of the season.
I think it's going to happen by the end of this damn episode. That's just me.
For real? You think it's going to happen that fast? See, I'm not even aware. I'm not even sure if she.
I don't know because I've never buried a body, but I think there got to be some weird type of connection that you have with somebody now.
He is helping you get out of some major shit.
And that's why you probably feel like
that's gonna make you feel like he cares about you, and he don't want you to get caught.
And why you feel like you need to give him some major pussy. Absolutely. So we'll see. Then we see Diamond and Jannard at Elijah's funeral. Rest in peace, Elijah.
Look. Pour some out for the dead homie.
I was gonna say we don't waste no wine.
Nah. What a good for everybody.
Right.
Even the dead homies.
But Jannard still blames Tommy for Elijah's death, which we know.
Diamond wouldn't be in the box if it wasn't for Tommy. You know that.
Yeah, it could have been your ass. So then
shit.
Jannard tells him basically shut the fuck up and stop being disrespectful. Diamond goes over to hand his mama an envelope. I did notice that. I was like, okay. I'm assuming it had money in it that would make sense.
Yeah, of course.
It won't like a love note or a Hallmark card or anything like that. So
no, you did not say a love note.
I'm just saying
it was a book of stickers, Treese. Yes, it was
a book of matches. Anyway, then we see Simon's funeral. I'm gonna let Nels have this one because it was awesome. This part was awesome. Man.
Paulie they're all in the bar having a funeral for Simon. And he's talking about how he has a good heart. He's a Red Sox fan. And then out of nowhere, this motherfucker says, may he be in heaven for a full 30 minutes before the devil knows he's dead.
I said, damn.
What the fuck? Yo, I ain't never heard no shit like that before in my life.
I said, yo, for real talk, I absolutely hate funerals. Real talk. I would go, if this is how all Irish funerals, I will go, because that's funny.
You know what? And then we watching the scene and I'm like, damn, ain't nobody laugh at that shit. Like, I would have, they would have kicked my ass out.
Yo.
Because that's all
I would have been like, hey!
I bust out laughing. I said, what the fuck did you just say? People say like, oh, he's an angel amongst us, and he's gained his wings. And this motherfucker said, I hope he's in heaven for a full 30 minutes before the devil knows that he's dead. Well, goddamn. But then, what's his daddy name?
Walter.
Daddy Flynn. He starts coughing, and we know Claudia already knows. She got an inkling of, something's wrong with him. So, she's a little concerned, and she's like, the fuck is going on? And he's basic, it's the weather change, bitch. Just the weather. Just leave me the fuck alone. He walks away from her and goes to talk to Vic about the fact that his childhood friend, since he was 3
years old,
is now in a box because of his dumbass decision. So basically, he blaming his death all on Vic, which is, I don't know. Everybody playing the blame game with these deaths, although I can't blame him for that.
That's why you ride or die. Sometimes you die. I'm just saying.
No, I can't. So Vic, of course, he gets pissed off.
Ride ends, bitch. Get off.
Vic is pissed off. He take his ass outside, and Claudia follows behind him. She's like, yo, y'all gotta make shit right. Like, I don't know what the fuck, but y'all gotta get shit together. And he's like, you see how this nigga is. And she's like, well, you was kind of making moves without him.
And then he brings up the fact, well, what was this side shit that she was trying to get me in on earlier? And she's like, oh no, it's too late for that, boo. She's like, plus it was basically bullshit, like you said it was gonna be anyway. It didn't really go nowhere. So, so she lies about that, and
he lies about his daddy sick. Cause she says, he's sick. Oh, yeah, bronchitis.
I think he said something even stupider, like seasonal bronchitis. I was like, oh, bronchitis is seasonal.
Did he?
Yeah, he was like, it happens every year or some shit. Like, yeah. Like, he tried to make it seem like, how motherfuckers be like, oh, I get allergies every year. He tried to not get bronchitis. The
last scene, we see Daddy Flynn go over to Paulie and lets him know, basically, like, there's still hope for your son. Like, don't give up on your son. And Paulie all in his feelings after he basically just said that Simon was going to hell.
That's a damn sure what he said. Right. Tommy meets up with Diamond, Jannard, and Vic. They're like the 3 musketeers plus Tommy. So they don't like the amount of enemies that Tommy's racking up. They're not really feeling, they like living the peaceful drug dealer life, if there is one. But they like that side of things. They don't like the lifestyle that Tommy likes, the antagonistic lifestyle that Tommy.
This is after they done killed off all the goddamn Serbs.
Exactly. Now they do say that, Jannard is like, we got 2 people dead on both sides. Who did you lay a rose for, homie? You know what I'm saying? And that was bad acting. Okay, I gotta get more into character next time, guys. So Jannard is not my character. Jannard is not my character. I'm not good at that one. So basically, Tommy's confused at the blame because he's like, everybody knew what the fuck was up, and everybody.
He was like, "Is this your first big play, homie? Like, what the fuck?" And this motherfucker was like, "Back the fuck up, shut the fuck up." That he was like, "Yo, homie, you inherited this business from your big bro. And then you want to act like you fucking stacked up your chips. Like, who the fuck are you to say anything?
Which gets under Jannard's skin, of course, and
Diamond even told him to
has
back
to
down.
calm
So I
that
was like,
down.
oh, Tommy, ooh. Tommy just, whoo, whoo, whoo. So Vic agrees. I think it was Vic. He was just like, the price we're paying is too high. We losing our people. Like, the price we're paying is too high. And Tommy's like, yo,
You
the
need to
Starz.
cut it.
What?
Your price is way too high. You need to cut it.
They did. They cut them friends off.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yo, the Serbs ain't here no more. Like, what is the issue? We got the product. We got their pipeline. Like, and Jannard, he step up. He like, look, we already voted. Nigga, you out.
He got voted off the island, y'all.
He got voted off the island. And Tommy was like, damn, like, it's like, damn, like, all right, so what now? And they're like, yeah, we'll divide it evenly. He's like, all right, you got 10 keys, give me 38 apiece. And Jannard, with his wanting to fight always ass, he like, nah, nigga, we'll give you 30. Yeah, you must not remember, Tommy. I know, it's been a long time since the first episode when Tommy motherfucking scared you shitless, nigga, and you been around him. Maybe you feeling like you ain't scared no more, but
I don't know what's wrong with Jannard. He must have forgot.
Liliana comes up to him and she's like, so what you gonna do with your half? And he's like, I'm gonna reinvest in Dahlia. Me and Treese just figured out that Dahlia is the drug. And then we was talking about the movie Black Dahlia. We was trying to figure out what the fuck that is, because this drug is black. Yeah, that's why I said it. You're so stupid, Treese. So basically, Liliana, she's like, yo, should I get down on this? And he's like, bitch, you got a whole bullet wound in you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, homie? Like, worry about that. And she's like, this bitch pulls off her goddamn shit. She's like, nigga, we get down or what? Like, I'm not worried about this. He gets a text from Claudia. See, I got the name right this time. He gets a text from Claudia telling him to meet up. And Liliana, she pushes her money. She's like, look, that money don't make no money. Because, he warns her that I can't guarantee you're going to get your money back on this. You ain't going to get I can't guarantee you're going to get your investment back. And she's like, I almost died, basically. I don't really give a fuck. Okay?
What I got to lose?
Exactly.
Your arm, a leg, my life.
He actually let her keep her money. And he's like, look, hold that for a rainy day. You invested. All right, you invested. Little do he know, this bitch is investing because she know how good that shit is. Because as far as I know, Tommy don't know that this bitch was snorting that shit. And that's why the fuck she ended up with the Serbs. Bitch was high off her ass and ran into these motherfuckers.
When she was supposed to say her ass in one place.
Exactly. So, Tommy he met up with Claudia. He's in her place. And, she's like, so how are we going to move Dahlia without people finding out who we are? Now, I was telling Treese, this is giving power right here. This is giving Tyreek, because he said that they're going to use locker drops, public lockers. Now, if y'all watched Power, you know that was Tyreek's thing. And I want to say that it would have been Tommy's first because he's old and he's like, I've been doing this shit for years, but we never saw Tommy do it. So yeah, I mean, we look, as Treese would say, look,
if y'all need some diversification in writers, I'm just saying. The storylines are starting to accept. And everybody thought I was crazy, so I've been quiet for a couple reviews now. But thank you for giving me my flowers. That's all I'm saying.
So basically, he lets her know like it's easy to hide in plain sight, and that they can do it like at conventions and stuff like that. And she's like,
that sounds really low rent and ghetto.
And this is some high-end shit. He's like, bitch, who the fuck goes to conventions? Motherfuckers like you, socialites. She's like, okay, you got a point. Right?
Like, when he say housewives, CEOs, I was like, okay, Tommy.
So she lets him know that she has a non-negotiable. Family distro does not get near this. And she does not want her brother or her father. She wants them off the radar. And he's like, that shit ain't gonna last long. She's like, I just need to get on top until, look, let me work my shit out. All right? So he lets her know, look, I got somebody that can help. Claudia gonna help us. I'm not, God damn it. Liliana. Don't do me like that, because you be getting names messed up too.
Got the hoes confused, but go ahead.
I got the hoes confused. He's like, Liliana can help. And she's like, Claudia look kind of broken hearted. She's like, who? Like, who the fuck is Liliana? Bitch, nigga, I kissed you. With drugs on my lips. And he's like, she's good people. She had my back. She took a bullet, and look, she's still like, she's good. And she's like, well, my friend Reggie is already on board. I feel like she was trying to make him jealous. And he was like, what you mean? Nobody skips to the front of the line. Tommy put his motherfucking foot down like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you say. Reggie is not already on board. Okay? Liliana's different. I trust her. She's like, well, I trust Reggie. He's like, no. Liliana ain't distro. She's different. All right? She's different. So she gets a phone call from her dad, and I guess he tells her to come because she's like, I'm on my way. And then we see Daddy Flynn dealing with them same undercovers that we saw. We know now that they FBI, right?
Last episode.
Yes, the ones that been staking their ass out
outside of Gloria's bar.
He's like, you can't come in here disturbing while our patients are getting dialysis. The motherfucker said, well, your patient should have chose somewhere that wasn't a fucking front. Daddy Flynn was like, look, this is a whole legit business, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. And the lady was like, look, you keep on saying that, but you need to produce the shipping manifest. He was like, do you think I'm fucking stupid to bring some illegal shit in here? This motherfucker goes down, sit by the computer, trying to look like he know what the fuck he doing. Can't log into the goddamn computer. He don't know the password. Thank goodness Claudia comes in. She, leans over him. She's like, let me take care of this. Logs in, prints out the paperwork. And she's like, do y'all need duplicates?
Not even that. She lets her daddy know, thank God I'm here because you can't do what I do. And I believe this because even if he would have had the password, he wouldn't have known what to print. He wouldn't have known that was all Claudia. And so, yeah, he needed her.
But then this motherfucker tells her, this is why you ain't ready. You know where to be found when motherfucking FBI is here. You said you want to step up, and step the fuck up. So,
basically, yeah, no. Jannard basically suggests, or no, Diamond, no, was it Jannard? Jannard talks about taking 10%. Correct me, Nels, because I know I missed it.
You're right. It was Jannard.
Talking about taking 10% and putting it in an escrow of what they got from the Serbians.
Take 10% off of everything they made.
So that way, when they circle back for their shit, they got the tax to pay them on it. Or is that how I understood it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Basically, what they were saying was, they took out all the Serbs. So when Mirkovic comes to them, he gonna have one hand with a gun for their ass and one hand wanting their money. So the least they can do is
have this money,
have the money that they want. So maybe, you know, it'll alleviate any problems because nigga, you ain't gotta wait for it. You ain't gotta, it's here. So he's telling him, look, let's take 10% of everything that we make, put it in escrow, and get money off of that. And when Milkovich comes, we got his bread. And that's all served cash, is what he said. We ain't touching it. We ain't thinking about it. It don't exist to us. So, you know, Diamond is proud. He happy. He like, all right, little bro, look at you.
You know what's
using your head. Finally. Okay. And you know, he's proud. He's happy his brother's finally thinking for once. And you know, he's like, yeah, you know, it's CBI, you know, we don't need nobody. It's just us, bro. That's I mean, but that's, you know, that's how he wanted it. Daddy Flynn laid out on the floor.
Laid out.
I thought he was dead, y'all. I thought he was dead. Because Paulie in there calling him, trying to get him up, and he out. Finally, he gets up. He seemed like he's like, he don't know where the fuck he at or something. He's like, fuck off. With his nasty, rude ass. And Paulie's like, yo, what's up? Like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, I didn't eat shit all day. Paulie was like, nigga, you can't hide shit from me. Like, you got to tell the kids. You got to let the kids know what's going on because it's fucked up and they shouldn't have to go through this shit again. Who you see?
Paulie said, I see you. You can't hide from me. I see you.
I could only imagine. I could only imagine after what he said at Simon's funeral, what the fuck he would say at Daddy Flynn's funeral.
Right. Now Jannard rolls up on D-Mac. Now we know that D-Mac is Melvin, aka JP's son, Tommy's brother, right? So
there ain't nobody named Melvin.
So he basically wants to put a hit on Tommy, but only tries to pay this brother like $5,000. And he's like, I am not catching a body. He's a smart young man, even though I feel like $10,000 is a little, but I don't know what the going rates for bodies are out in Chicago. I don't know. So basically, he's like, absolutely not. $10,000, yes. $5,000, no. Jannard's like, well, just follow him, tail him, keep a watch on him. And so he's like, I'm babysitting this nigga. And he's like, it's the best paid babysitting gig ever in Chicago.
Gotta agree with that.
He's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, but if you change your mind, he's like, I'm gonna need that additional $5,000. So we'll see, y'all. We'll see if Tommy finds out that that's his nephew before he puts a bullet in him. Because let's just be real. That's what's gonna happen. Prediction. We're gonna see if he finds out. He spared Tariq, and that's like his low-key like nephew. So we'll see if he'll spare him.
But he knew Tariq. And he knew that was his nephew. He don't know this little boy.
Do we need to pour out some wine for D-Mac now? And then
the only one that can get the wine is Tommy.
You stupid. So then we see Liliana. She's inside what I think is the metro station or bus station, and everybody
actually looks really, really nice because I didn't even know that that's what it was. Trace had to tell me.
He was spending a lot of time trying to figure out where they were. So
I was
inside the station, obviously looking at the lockers that we all know are inside like train stations and stuff like that. And so basically she's just canvassing the area to see where the police are, where the cameras are. And she has a microphone in her ear. So she's reporting back to.
And she kind of has like a camera.
Yeah.
Where they can see her, see what she's looking at on the screen.
Exactly. And she's reporting back to Tommy and Claudia, who are sitting in the car outside. So.
Who are out there getting very well acquainted, I must say. He's like, can I ask you a serious question? Have you ever taken public transportation? And like a bus or train, cabs don't count. Because it must have been real nice in the back of the car. And she's like, well, this probably isn't going to help my case, but when I was 17, I went backpacking in Europe and took the Euro rail every day. Tommy, why you even give a fuck? Why are you asking this bitch personal questions?
Her. He like her.
Did you just call me a hater?
No, I say he like her, but I can see how that sounds like hater. I get it. I get it. So
Basic. She's like, well, Liliana can walk in. I could probably walk in, but you? Yeah, no. He like, oh, well, you must not know about me. And Tommy showed her. Tommy showed us all.
he knew
Okay.
assignments.
He came down that elevator.
Me escalator. Y'all, that's how.
Oh, what I say? Yes.
That's how messed up her mind is from seeing Tommy in the suit. She just.
You know what? If Starz let us screenshot, I really wanted to show y'all what he looked like. I promise y'all I did. Cause y'all just gonna have to go see it for real. Cause my boo was looking fine. He was looking sexy as fuck. I might have to go back and watch this again.
But you ain't even gonna tell the rest of the scene. She just want to talk about how Tommy looked. So he come down and he
look. What else? Look, what else happened?
So he drops off the stuff in the locker, and Liliana's watching him. And on his way out, he says goodbye to the officer because you know Tommy's a smart ass, and he's just an asshole. So he's like got to walk out and it's like, officers, you have a good day or some like that. And then they're like, we would love some crypto tips. You know, I would love to be rich for the rest of my life or something like that. And he's like, you know, I just like my money old school cash under the mattress. And I was like, okay, Tommy, stop talking before you get yourself in some shit and walk the fuck out. Now you're doing too much. But yeah, Tommy.
There he go, all up in Claudia's face. I clean up real nice. She's like, yeah, you look nice. He's like, yeah, my homeboy used to wear, you know, nice suits like this all the time. She's like, well, I hope some of that rubbed up on you. Like, go catch what your daddy got.
Okay. You were an awful bitch. Okay, now you have to take over. Go.
Oh, okay, so nothing really happened in this next scene. You know, Paulie and Daddy Flynn are having a conversation, and he wants to know what Paulie knows about what happened with the Serbs. He's like, you know, nobody's really talking, nobody's claiming it or whatever, but basically when the smoke clears, you know, we'll probably get more names. And that's really all that happened. And then we see D-Mac is actually following through with what he said he was going to do. And he's following Tommy around, but he don't seem too slick because Tommy actually pays attention to his surroundings. So I can see this little boy getting caught up real soon, real quick, fast.
Oh, y'all. Liliana done rolled up on little cute little Spanish girl that we saw earlier doing the deals with Tommy, and she was one
in the garage with the cars, the chop shop. It seemed like
we ain't get her name. We still ain't got her name. Sorry, y'all. So we see her, and then she also goes and visit. What is it, Moisha, which is where he was when he was in the back of the kitchen. So basically, I realized he's serving all of Rojas, I believe his name was. He's serving all of the same way. Remember when Diamond was like, you're clocking my city. I noticed that you're paying attention to all the drops. So he did pay attention, and everybody that he messed with, and he went and gave him a key to the locker where they could go get a sample of the product. So he gives them a sample of product, sends them a text, and lets them know, you know, basically just go, you know, do the shit, but I'll be in touch with you later with details and more information, basically playing with them. But he knows once they try it, they're gonna like it, right? In the meantime, he's in the car with Claudia watching all this, discussing how, you know, basically his guys are hitters, you know what I mean? And these are people who make big moves. And, you know, she's like, well, Reggie keeps calling me and he wants to re-up. And I was telling those, I really feel like she just keeps bringing up Reggie because she's trying to make him jealous, but whatever. Anyway, so basically, yeah,
she brings up Reggie and he's basically, she's like, he could be our distro. And he's like, does he move real weight? And she's like, well, no, but he's like, well, then he's a customer. Basically. And she's like, well, what about your people? And he's like, they hit us. Well, how do you know? And I felt like Tommy was just basically like, bitch, why you keep on doubting me, bitch? Like, he's like, right?
You came to me for help.
Clearly, you know that I'm doing something right. So he's like, I do this. Like, I read people. Like, I know, like, within 15 seconds of meeting somebody if I'm gonna fuck with them or not. And she was like, and me? He was like, well, it was 10. She got a little smirk and he was like, don't let that shit go to your head. Tell her, boo. Tell her. And he was like, and fuck Reggie. Basically, cut that nigga off. Basically. And yes, he saw the girl and Moisha walking outside with their package. And he sends them a text like, like, you did good so far. And they like, what the fuck is this? Like, what type of game? Like, what's now? He's like, just stay tuned. Stay tuned, basically. Then we see the DTs that was talking about Paulie. Okay, they pull him over. And Paulie rolls out his window. He's like, I know who y'all are. What, y'all do traffic now? What's up? All right, Paulie.
Okay.
We done stepped out of the flunky position. Okay. All right, Paulie. And Paulie around here driving a Bentley. Okay, yeah.
Paulie's a rider. Or maybe a driver. Like, but he's
you so stupid. He's basically like, you don't got nothing on him. And they're like, well, we got 26 years of stuff on you. And all he's gonna do is take you down with him. He was like, look, it's gonna take a torpedo to sink him. And it ain't gonna be me. Rolled up his window and drove off.
What I say?
Drops mic.
Toodles.
Right?
That's that privilege for you. Couldn't have been a black man.
Oh, Jesus. So then
Vic.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I can't even call him Vic no more. He's like Big Daddy Vic after this scene, right? This is like, what?
Vic rolls up Walter. And he's like, what happened to your hair, nigga? You look a little rough around the edges right there. What's going on? And
well, first he asked, where's your sister? And he's like, how the fuck should I know? So then, yeah, he asked about his head because he had a little, his little bruise after he was laid out on the floor. And he was like, oh, it was a cabinet. So he's like, find out where your sister was today. He was like, that's not my job. So we doing dinner at Claude's or here. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about dinner for? I said, find out
Sunday
where
dinner.
Your sister was today.
Sunday dinner. This is a regular family thing that they do.
Yeah. I had no idea like that was a thing outside of us that did that. But so basically he's like, I'm bringing Gloria to Sunday dinner. Oh shit. He was like, yeah, that's not a good idea because it's for family only and she's not welcome
in our table.
You know what Vic said? Vic said, well, let's make sure she has there's an extra place set. Drops the mic again. We're back to dropping the mic on this motherfucker. Jesus.
I was so proud of Vic. I said, okay, let's see if he come through. Don't get this girl killed on your property. That ain't cute. We see Tommy and JP, Melvin, and they are moving.
I was about to say, what?
They are moving in, they're moving the oven in grandma's house. Basically, Tommy asked his brother how he got in so deep in the hole. And he basically explains to him like it's medical bills, taking care of his father.
Lawyers.
custody lawyers,
private investigator, the
things of that
club.
nature. And so basically he's like, well, what do? You have so many questions. What the fuck do you do? And so he's like, well, do you really want to know? Is it going to change anything? And he's like, no. And he's like, well, I'm a drug dealer. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then we see Melvin. I guess maybe this is why he's JP. He turned, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'm just trying to see how I can get in on that. I need to make my own money, Tommy. And I was like, who are you, sir?
Keep in mind, while some of this conversation is happening, D-Mac was following Tommy. So D-Mac was peeking through the window and saw them having a conversation. And he's confused as shit. He's like, what the fuck
hell is going on?
What's going on?
How does this white man know my daddy?
Basically.
So, yeah, no. And then Tommy's like, absolutely not. I would never have you involved in anything that I'm doing. I've been giving you money. I don't understand what the problem is. He's like, no, I don't want
that. He was like, I'll keep on helping you. And like, I don't want your fucking charity.
Yeah, and basically
my own shit.
So he gets upset and he walks out. And like Nell said, D-Mac is watching them the whole time, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So yeah. Then we get to Diamond and Genoa. They are watching the CBIs, CBI boys make deals, I think to the Serbians, but I was confused because I thought the Serbians were dead. So I was like,
no, I think it was just on their old turf is what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. But they know that y'all know who I'm talking about. He gonna come. He gonna come.
The master Serb, the big Serb in charge.
He gonna come. And so basically, Jannard has a moment where he asks his brother, like, why me? Why me, brother?
Yeah, how'd you know I could do it? I was only 18. How'd you know me?
And he was like, there were other people that were more senior than me. Why would you? And he was like, I had a college.
And he also mentioned that he was on his way to Ivy League because this is his whole big thing. I missed out on college for this, and he's trying to kick me out. So I think this was what Jannard saw as his moment for his brother to kind of smooth shit over. And I don't think it really worked out that way for him because his brother was just like, oh, because you was black.
Like, I chose you because you blood. And he was just like, but that's very close to what I have. Is basically we learned that we knew that, but there's clearly a bigger resentment than we thought coming from Jannard, because he really felt like he could have, even when his brother says you wouldn't have been that good or some shit like that, you can tell he took like offense to it. Like,
he was like, you wasn't gonna go full Carlton. He was like, nah, but like I'd have been like straight though. Like, yeah, and I think there is a huge resentment, and Diamond just does not realize it. He has not noticed.
Might find out today.
So Claudia, Liliana, and Tommy are all sitting around, and Reggie is still blowing up her phone, y'all. And this time we know for real that Reggie blowing up her phone, okay? And everybody sees it. Like she got her phone in her hand, and she's just like what you want me to do? Like, he's my friend. He's my friend. And Tommy's like,
who wants to get high.
He's like, he's competition. Like, and she's like, look, I like Liliana, but she's in. And I took your word for it. He's like, she got skin in the game. The fuck? He was like, we don't want shit fucking this up for us. Okay? Get you a burner, a legit distro, and let's go get this cook. And then they ran up on the motherfucking dock, bitch. That's what the fuck they did. They went and got that goddamn cook. Okay? Then we see motherfucking D-Mac. D-Mac runs into the barbershop. He give motherfucking Jannard back his money, his 5 stacks. He like, look, find somebody else to do this shit. I ain't doing it. Find somebody. He's like, what the fuck? This nigga got you spooked. He's like, look,
I ain't doing it.
Fuck what you think.
Not doing it.
Basically, it ain't for me. Find you somebody else. And drops the mic. Look, my A little baby mic drops the mic. Okay. Then we see Vic and Glow. As you can tell, I am not calling him Big Daddy Vic no more. Just that fast. He's back to being Vic.
He's back to Vic.
All right. So he lets Glow know, that he's put some distance in between him and his father. And, he told his daddy that Glow was coming to dinner. And she's like, okay, I'm listening. What else? But like, what's next? And she's like, he's like, I'm making moves on my own. And, whatever you want it to be is what's next. Then there's a motherfucking drive-by.
Rat.
I can't even do that. Heifer. So why Glow is the one that pulls out her motherfucking gun to start shooting back? Guarantee you if Tommy was with her, this bitch wouldn't even got a chance to reach for her gun. Yeah, you ain't Big Daddy Vic no more.
So we gonna let Chanel be our guide, Nails, because I got maybe one or two notes. I have failed. It was just too good. I started watching. So, didn't get taken.
Diamond goes to, it seems like his cafe that he normally goes to, where we told y'all where the old dude was like, you ain't about to come in here and just order coffee.
Oh, no, that was Slick Eddie's. I know that much. That was Slick Eddie's.
Slick Eddie. Look at. Well, damn. So I'm guessing the dude's name is Eddie because it seems like this, his restaurant. Maybe he's Slick Eddie because he is slick off at the mouth. Okay. So there is a woman sitting at Diamond's table.
Adrian.
Yes, her name is Adrian. And he's like, you sit in my booth. And she's like, I don't see your name on it. And Slick Eddie like, it's right there, like right above the booth. It got a whole little article all about Diamond and who the fuck he is and how he the champ and shit. Like, bitch, how you missed that? I'm just saying. And basically, she's just like, well, of course they do the rundown on who he is and like, he could have been the next Tyson and all of that, right? So she's like, well, you want to join me in your booth? And then they discuss, I guess, why they're both up as late as they are. Apparently she's a night owl and he says, he's, still trying to get used to his new mattress. Next thing we know.
Can I just say this was like, as smart as these niggas, and I understand that it's been a while, he's been in jail. Did he not realize that this was a setup? That she's the ops somehow, some way?
Look, all I know is next thing we know, they was talking about the food and the recipes and the grandma gave. Look, okay. Then Diamond was in the damn room with this girl making love, not having sex. Okay. They were making love. Like this little sex scene went on for a little minute, and you would have thought that they knew each other before this sit down. Okay. The way that they were so in tune with each other. I said, Jesus. Then she gets a call and she's like, I gotta go meet someone. It's work related. Bitch, what you do? Wasn't it late as fuck at night? Like, bitch, you work the streets? What are you talking about?
That's what it gave.
Right? Y'all was just both talking about how late it was.
An
okay, it's morning.
That's what it gave.
So as she's leaving, it seemed like she got a text because she got some type of her phone vibrated, right? And then it's this whole article on who Diamond Sampson is and how he did 15 years. And she just did gave like a little smirk and got in her car. I'm like,
because she's the ops.
She's the ops. So then we with the doctor.
The chemist.
Tommy, Liliana, and Claudia are all with the doctor. The doctor is nervous as fuck, okay? She's scared as shit. She got all these guns around her. And basically, Tommy's asking about all the equipment. Like, is all of this paid for? She's like, yeah, my owned it all. And he's like, okay, what do you need? Some supplies. He's like, yo, ain't no need to be nervous. Like, you already came through. All right. You already came through. She's like, well, I didn't think that this is something that was going to be ongoing. I'm not a drug dealer. I was like, well, good thing for you. We are. Like, that don't mean you out.
Right.
The fuck? Look, you fuck with us, you stack with us, bitch.
In or you out. And look, if you out, you out.
I was about to say, you ain't really got no choice.
So we see the distro, the Spanish distro, Miss Soto. They have her name now. She is Miss Soto. And basically she's telling her boys, they looking at the, shit that sample Tommy.
They're checking out the product.
They're like, what is this? This is some weird shit. They can't figure it out. And so she's like, try it. So one of the boys tries it and he's like,
fuck it, let's party.
And then after he took it, it was just like an immediate, if I could picture Tony the Tiger, like, it's great. Like, that's what it gave me.
Yeah, he said it was incredible. It was like.
So then Miss Soto has to, of course, try it for herself. And yeah, she's like, holy God. So yeah, she texts.
And then she sends a text to Tommy. Count me
in. So then we see Liliana and Tommy. They're having a conversation in the lab. Apparently, we still can't remember the chemist's name, but she done ran off to the bathroom. I guess Tommy might have scared her a little bit. She's a little nervous. But Liliana is asking Tommy whether Claudia is ready for, basically ready for this. And he says he feels like she is, because no one ever gave her a shot. Basically, and then he asks about the chemist, and he basically tells Liliana, go check up on her and make sure she ain't, hung herself or something.
Gone.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Claudia gets in her car and we see Reggie is following her.
Mm-hmm.
Acting like a real customer. That's all I'm saying.
Because initially, remember, he ain't even want to get involved.
Right. But he did it. And now he was acting like a real customer.
Because he got a taste of it, right?
Yeah.
A customer.
So then it was a lot of scenes. It was a lot going on. So Reggie following her. Then Vic walks into, the library or whatever the hell it's supposed to be.
That Daddy Flynn is always in.
Well, yeah. And he's basically talking. He's like, what's wrong, son? Like, he realizes that he goes and makes himself a drink. He's like, Daddy, I think somebody tried to take me out. And he's like, well, why the fuck would that happen? And then he's like, oh, I think it might have been.
No, he said he blamed it on CBI, remember? Because he blamed everything on fucking CBI.
Damn CBI did shite. And then he's like, no, Daddy, it's not them. I think
they were white.
Serbs. And he's like, they were white. They were real white. And he's like, oh, so, and he's like, it might have been the Serbs. And he was like, well, why would the Serbs want to fuck with you? You got that damn Tommy Egan. And on the shite.
You were making moves with him, you dumb shit. All I do is run interference for you and your sister. Da 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 da. I was just like, and I know V car was over there just like, yeah,
Dad. Can you go fix it? So then Diamond rolls up to his place, and Adrian is there waiting for him with breakfast, so they can have breakfast for.
Now you talking my language.
Now let me tell y'all something. Diamond seems like a very smart man. Now
he had put on time trace. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's been 15 years. 15. They knew if they wanted to get to this man how to do it. It's been 15 years since he had some. So he's smart. But who's smart? I don't even want to know what the fuck they was doing with the French toast and pancakes and shit, okay?
I'm sure they used all that syrup and not on the waffles. Anyway, so Reggie then confronts Claudia about why she hasn't returned his call. He attacks her and threatens to kill her. She then, and look, I like my word choices in my notes. She punctures his eye.
Oh Lord.
She punctured, right? I could have said she just hit him in the eye. She punctured his eye, right?
Did she have a knife or something?
I don't know that part. I couldn't figure that out.
I couldn't see it, but the way, I mean, his eye looked like maybe she, I don't know.
I don't know, but he was like, I can't see, bitch. You fucked me up. And then, you know, basically she has to shoot him now. That's just what has to happen. And then, of course, we see her and Tommy burying another body. This is their kumbaya. This is what they do. Most people go, you know, do yoga together or, you know, whitewater rafting. These motherfuckers bury bodies, but you know, hey, to each his own. So then, final scene, y'all. Walter comes in this bitch, guns up.
That's Daddy Flynn.
And he's like, he rolls up in some bar. I'm assuming it's like a Serbian spot. This is where they hang out. 3 dudes at a table. He comes up, pop, pop. He lets the last one, and he's like, let Merkovich, whatever the fuck his name is, let him know. Let him know. Right? You fuck with one of my kids, I'm killing everybody.
Burn this whole city down.
Body. Let him know. And then he's like, and you know what? The waitress walks up and she's like, oh, I walked in on some shit. And he's like, now that I think about it, pop, you let him know, bitch. And then walks fuck out. I said, if that weren't the most gangster ending, thank you guys.
Yes, thank you
for tuning in to another review of Tommy Force, episode 6. Here we are in the middle of the season.
I started to say something. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, episode 6. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure that you hit the like button before
you subscribe.
Yes. And make sure that you leave a comment as well and let us know.
And you hit the notification bell.
I'm just kidding. No, but comment. We want to hear your thoughts. If we missed anything, we know that you guys will let us know because that's just how you do.
And we so appreciate it. We really, we love to get your comments.
We appreciate it. And that's why, again, I always love and like your stuff because I appreciate when y'all keep us up to date because we don't know everything. We're here for learning, glowing, and growing. That's what we're here for. So thank you, Shade Squad. Let's keep the community growing. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we will catch you guys next week for another episode of Force. We appreciate you. We love you, and we will catch you next time. Have a good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!